Right, thought I'd maybe talk a bit about adoption, seeing as though I know quite a lot about it, because I was adopted and I've had two daughters who've been adopted too. So I know loads about adoption. Basically, I was really lucky. I got such beautiful parents, and my adopted parents, they were brilliant. And right from being as little as I can remember, my first sort of memory was my mum getting me out of bath, wrapping a towel around me and sitting me on a knee and saying, "You're my lovely little adopted baby." And she just kept saying it all the time. So I grew up knowing I was adopted right from the start. And she said it was special because I was adopted, so it did. It made me feel special, and I felt special because it was different to my friends at school when I went to school, and I kind of like showed off because I was adopted, and they weren't him. And my mum and dad were like the perfect, most caring, bestest, loving parents ever, and I just got like a fairy tale dream of growing up. Basically, it was all like just beautiful, all happiness and nothing ever wrong, and can't remember how wrong anyway. All I can remember is just happy holidays away in lovely places, Lake District, Wales, and lovely Christmases with all the presents I wanted, even though I never wanted anything, and they had to really ask me over and over what I wanted because I never wanted anything. I was one of them what didn't want now. I was happy looking at insects in garden, me. Could spend hours looking at insects, digging in soil, looking at all different weird things. Amazing. Anyway, yeah, so it was all lovely. And then I got to being a teenager, and I don't know whether it's because I was adopted or just because I wanted to rebel, or just because it happened like that, or I don't know really why, but I just kind of like wanted to see real life. I think I wanted to mix with people from different, because I was brought up in church, and they always was like, oh, you should be good to poorer people and kind to them and all that. And then I met loads of people who was poorer than me, so I thought, right, I'll hang about with them and just see what's what. And just got into all sorts. Just started drinking cider, smoking, all the usuals, and boys, of course. And because my mum was type of person, sex was like a no, they didn't. Then my mum was embarrassed when there was anyone kissing on telly. She used to say, "Oh, Jeffrey, this is total rubbish. Turn it over now." And so it got turned over if anyone was kissing. And she just sort of handed me a book when I was a teenager, supposed to read about sex. So I kind of just heard of it, lasses at school who all bragged about they've got a boyfriend and they'd had loads of sex and all this, that, and the other. So I thought it was really good to have sex. And I ended up just going with loads and loads of different fucking horrible fucking boys, men, idiots. I don't know why I kept doing it, why I kept letting them do it, and it was horrible, and I didn't enjoy it at all, ever, not once. And weird thing was, I never even dreamt about boys or fantasised about them ever. Actually, I only ever fantasised about women, but I didn't think I was gay at all. It didn't even cross my mind, and it wasn't really much of a thing then anyway. So, I don't know, I just went with the flow type thing. It was in to go with boys, but I went over the top. And even though these girls had said that being with boys, they hadn't really, it was just showing off. And I really did do it. And then I got a name for myself. And then I got so depressed, and one thing led to another, and then more drinking because of that. And just fucking spiral, really. And anyway, I'll carry on this because I'll carry on this story in a bit. I tried to get things together when I left school and didn't have much qualifications. Couldn't do much, and Mum said, "Oh, why don't you love the Lake District, why don't you get this one of these hotel jobs as chambermaid in the Lake District?" So I said, "Oh yeah, I'll do that." So off I went when I left school to the Lake District to be a chambermaid. And it was fucking really, really hard work, and I don't think I was really strong enough to do it, and it knackered me out and got ill and everything. Anyway, I left, and this lass found me a job as a waitress, and then she showed me some nightclubs there, and then the drinking started all over again, and so therefore the fellas started all over again, one after another. Didn't know who I was with, which night, when, all that carry on. Anyway, long and short of it was I ended up pregnant in Lake District, about 3 months pregnant. I rang home. Dad comes and gets me, goes and lives at home. And then I didn't know nothing about nothing. I didn't know you could get council houses. I didn't know you could get anything like social security. I didn't understand. I didn't know nothing about all that shit. So my mum and dad said, oh, they didn't want a baby in the house, and that I should carry on with my life. I should have the baby adopted and carry on with my life. And I don't know, I went along with it because I thought they were sensible and I thought they knew best and all that sort of shit. And because they were nice, lovely, church-going, caring people, so I thought they must know. And I was adopted, I had a lovely family, so the baby will have a lovely life and all this sort. I didn't really think about my own life and what had happened to me. But I loved that little baby so much when she was born, and I just fell in love with her. I didn't want to give her up. I loved her so much. It tore my heart out, ripped me to pieces. I don't think anyone understood what it did to me. Just fucking devastated me. I didn't really want to live afterwards. I didn't want a fucking career. I didn't want anything. I just wanted my baby. Maybe I won't. Being a very good mother, maybe I won't being able to look after her, but I don't know, I loved her so much, I think I would have done anything for her, but anyway, that didn't happen. She got adopted, and that just sent me worse. And that's when I started with drugs, right? Started off like just social and just got worse and worse. And anyway, that's enough of that story for now. I love my mum and dad though. They were lovely people. Just didn't know that much about life. No, don't think they understood what. I mean, it's about my fucking kitten as if that'd replace a fucking baby. So, oh, we can get a kitten afterwards. I felt like a fucking chucking kitten in the face. Fuck's sake, fucking kitten, my fucking baby. I didn't understand. But they were nice people. It wasn't their fault, it wasn't my fault, it wasn't anybody's fault, but that fucked my head up so much. Anyway, and then a lot of things happened after that as well. Maybe I'll go on about that one day. But anyway, as for being adopted, I decided not to bother finding my real mother in the end. In the end, I quite enjoy thinking that I'm an alien and I'm not from this fucking world and I'm just a fucking alien nutcase or something that landed, and I don't mind feeling like that. I'm quite like just myself anyway, so who gives a fuck? I don't need a mother, and I had a mum and dad and they were good and alright and everything. And now I don't need one, don't need any, so I don't need to know. So I never found out it, and I did think, I thought it bothered me. I thought I never really wanted to know, but then when I found out where she lived. I managed to track the address and the name and my dad's name, everything. And then when it actually came to the time that I could actually go or write or do something about it, I didn't want to. So weird, but maybe I'm just weird. But that's story up to then. I'll leave that far. Maybe do a bit more of the, because other interactions I've had with adoption as well. But I leave it there so far because it can be quite upsetting for me, because revisiting old scars type of thing can be. Oh no, it's gone, it's done with, but it's kind of hard to talk about still, even though I met her and I'm friends with her on Facebook, and I see pictures of her and I see pictures of her daughters who are my granddaughters. I see pictures of them and I don't see them, but I know they're alright and I know they're all happy and that, which is good. But I mean, the hurt even from that separation from the first place will never go away though. Even though I know they're alright and I know she's happy, that kind of pain just kind of somewhere in you that just sticks. It's a scar that don't go. Weird, but I don't. But anyway, and then other things happened, other things went wrong, and another It was my oldest daughter who was adopted, and then my youngest daughter ended up being adopted as well, and that broke my heart as well. She was taken off me. It was my own fault. Well, kind of. But anyway, let's tell you that story another day. That's adoption so far, this story.